All right, so we're gonna start off with decline dumbbell presses. I actually love these decline dumbbells, so I'm gonna stick with them. Now, I gotta tell you, man, I'm still a little nervous with my chest. I think it's probably healed all the way, but there's always that thing in the back of my mind. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see how it feels today. We've got a 25 under this end of the bench, so you can see it's just a slight decline. But we're gonna start here. We're going to keep our reps pretty low today, 6 to 8, with perfect form, perfect execution, really targeting that lower and outer part of our pec. All right, let me show you guys a little lazy man trick here. So we have a bench set up in front of the lighter dumbbells, so we don't have to walk with the weight. Then once we get to the heavier dumbbells, we have a bench over there, so it saves you from having to walk around too much. You got to conserve those calories. It's a bulk workout. So we're going to go 110. Actually, James, we got a 110 and 115. We're gonna go 115 actually. Now, last week, I went up to 100 or 105. When I injured myself, I was doing 130s. So I've been working my way back up slow. Today, we're gonna try 115. And my goal is to get about 6, 7 good reps with it. So let's see how 115 feels. So we went up to 115, which is 15 pounds off what I was doing before I got injured, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now we're going to go to a dumbbell incline, but I'm going to use a neutral grip. It's a little bit easier on your shoulders, and you get a little bit more pec, a little bit more range of motion. The other thing I wanted to say is, you know, what really constitutes a bulk workout? You hear people say cutting workout, a bulk workout. Honestly, it's more diet related. If you're in a caloric surplus, there's a much better chance you're actually going to gain muscle. If you're in a caloric deficit, good luck gaining muscle. So I know we like to throw around those terms bulk workout and cutting workout, but generally speaking, it's more diet related. But we'll call the bulk workouts. I do tend to use a little bit more basic movements, a little bit more compound movements. Normally I do the compound movements second, but today I'm going to do it third just as an extra precaution for my injury. And then I think probably next week I'll get the compound exercise back to the second exercise. But I want to do these dumbbells today on a little bit of a high incline with a neutral grip. So watch how I do these. The other nice thing about these is this neutral grip, if you have banged up shoulders, will release some stress off your delt. Notice how he's just getting to the top and coming right back down. The tension is up and down. Last set here, guys. This is our 4th set of 6 to 8. See, James is beating me on this one. He's killing me on this one. It's funny how exercises expose weaknesses. I normally am really strong on incline angles, but that's with the pronated grips. So my shoulders can help me a lot more. But take my shoulders out of it with the neutral grip, and it exposes my chest is actually a little weaker than my shoulders, which would make sense because I'm so strong on incline and I'm so pathetically weak on the flat bench. But anyways, just something, it's through the years when you train with people and yourself, you notice there's certain exercises that really expose weakness. I see a lot of guys when they're training their back, when they go to use a pronated wide grip for the rhomboids, they can't even move the weight because the rhomboids are so weak. But anyways, right, so now we moved on to the compound movement. We're gonna do some bench presses. Notice how I'm not wide at this angle. That's too much on your pec insertion. I'm also not all the way tucked in. I'm somewhere in the middle. That gives you a good balance of protecting yourself from injury and still using your pecs. So, somebody's car horn going off. So anyways, we're gonna do sets of 6 on the bench press. We're gonna work our way up. I feel pretty good about doing this today, the bench press, because we're so warmed up from the other 2 exercises. A lot of people are like, well, you're not gonna be able to do as much on the bench press now, you're gonna be weak. I mean, you're not weak, you're just a little fatigued. So forget the ego. It's all about the work. Okay guys, so we went up to 275 on the bench and didn't set any world records. That weight's not gonna impress anybody, but that's okay. The actual presses felt great. Felt it in my pecs from doing it third, nothing in my joints. And again, you're using a good basic compound movement to put mass on your upper body. So we're going to finish with another really basic movement, which is dips. I wouldn't call this wide grip, but it's a little bit wide, which I actually like. This is like a perfect grip width for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to work more the bottom of the range of motion, okay? So if you're watching this thinking, why is he not going up all the way? It's because I don't want to go up all the way. I'm trying to keep tension right on my lower and outer pecs. So let's see how these feel. Wow, this felt good. Now I want to make a point here. James has been training a long time, and he has a range of motion and angle that he feels good. What you don't know about James is he's had surgeries on his AC joint. So you may notice the little things he's doing a little different. He's not doing them the same as me because he's smart. He's got a little different groove he needs to stay in because of past injuries. That's training smart. So don't necessarily watch somebody and assume that they're doing something wrong, because what he's doing is actually right. If James went all the way down the bench, he puts pressure on his AC joint. So when you train year after year after year, you start to kind of figure out what range of motion feels good for me. And that's the range of motion you stay in. Again, for bulking, putting on muscle, you gotta make sure you're putting in enough calories, okay? Make sure you're in a caloric surplus. Make sure you're eating more than you're burning. If you're not eating enough, this workout won't help you gain any muscle. So you gotta have your nutrition and your training to complement each other.